When I appointed to lead the Rio Region of Police in 2025, I witnessed a province with extraordinary natural wealth, vast forests, peatlands that serve as one of the world's important climate regulators, major rivers that have become the lifelines of communities. At the same time, I also witnessed significant challenges: forests and land fires, illegal mining, illegal logging, encroachment into conservation area, and river pollution. As a police officer, my first instinct was very straightforward: enforce the law, identify the perpetrators, process the cases, and bring justice, because fundamentally, that is the core responsibility of the police, and that is precisely what we have continued to do. However, over time, I began to realize something. Every year, we continue to face similar environmental cases. The number didn't significantly decrease. Every dry season, we return to the same challenge of forests and land fires. We prepared our personnel and resources to support the government in controlling and extinguishing fires. Every year, we confronted similar environmental problems. Then I asked myself a simple question: why do the same problems continue to occur, even though law enforcement efforts continue? I realized that environmental crimes have different characteristics compared to conventional crimes. When death occurs, the perpetrators can be arrested and the case can be processed. When violence occurs, victims can seek justice through legal mechanisms. When rivers are polluted, children living along those rivers lose their ability to enjoy the waterways that have been inherited from their ancestors. They lose parts of their relationship with nature that has been maintained across generations. From that experience, I understood that law enforcement has limitations. The law can stop perpetrators. However, law enforcement alone cannot restore ecosystem. The law can provide certainty. Legal certainty alone doesn't automatically create sustainability. The realization becomes the starting point of our journey in developing green policy in Riau province. Distinguished guests, initially we never imagined green policy as a major conceptual framework. Green policy emerged from our search for a more effective way to maintain security, because we increasingly understood that environmental degradation eventually transformed into security challenges. Damage to watershed increased, the risk of flooding, as we experienced directly when we support post-disaster recovery efforts following major floods in Sumatra. Forest encroachment creates social conflict. All of this experience demonstrate one fundamental reality: environmental sustainability and public security are deeply interconnected. When the environment becomes weaker, security becomes weaker, and we becomes weaker. Therefore, we change the way we approach the problem. We no longer ask, how do we handle environmental crimes? We began asking, how do we prevent environmental degradation from becoming a security threat? This change in perspective transformed our approach. We began building broader partnership. We work together with local government. We engage academics. We involve civil society organization. We collaborated with private sector. We enter schools and educational institutions, and we create dialogue spaces with communities. I believe this is one of most valuable findings from Riau's experience. Environmental problems are not caused by a lack of institution. They are often caused by a lack of connectivity between institutions. Everyone wants to contribute, however many times institutions work separately. Green policing introduced by the Rio Regional Police seeks to bridge these spaces. For us, green policing is ultimately not merely a policing approach. It has become a platform for collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one experience that remains particularly meaningful to me. After conducting law enforcement operation against illegal mining activities in Kuantan Singgigi Regency, returned to the location. This led us toward restoration initiatives, installing environmental protection signs to remind communities about the ecological value of the area, planting trees, conducting public campaign, strengthening environmental education, supporting local government efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, this experience brought us to one important conclusion. Security can no longer be understood merely as the absence of crime. Security also means the presence of healthy environment. Therefore, I strongly believe that green policy and green cities are closely interconnected. The green city vision developed by my little brother, Mayor Agung in Pekanbaru, please give applause to him. He created a sustainable living environment. Green policing help ensure that governance supporting that environment continues to function effectively. Please look at the way from airport to this hotel. All trees was covered by fabric as an appreciation from the cities to the trees which have given shield. Thank you to our Mayor Agung Nugroho. Brother and sister, for many years we have discussed how to build greener cities. However, cities never exist in isolation. Cities survive because their upstream forests remain protected. Cities survive because their rivers continue to flow. Cities survive because communities build with mutual trust. And cities survive because institutions are able to work together. In philosophy, this perspective is known as relational ontology. It reminds us that nothing truly exists independently. Everything is connected. Everything exists through relationship. I believe the future on cities within the IMT-GT region will not only be determined by how fast we build, because ultimately protecting the environment is not merely about protecting nature. Protecting the environment means protecting the future of our societies and descendants. If we protect nature, and inshallah, the nature will also protect us. Jika kita menjaga alam, maka alam akan menjaga kita. Melindungi tua menjaga marwah. Tua hutan ada pada ribanya. Tua jalan ada pada alurnya. Tua laut ada pada ombaknya. Dan tua manusia ada pada budi baik kita semua di sini, yang hadir di sini, untuk terus mencintai sesama kita, dan mencintai alam dan lingkungan yang sudah membersamai kita selama ini. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi Santi Om Namo Buddhaya.